here to discuss the symptoms, complications, and prevention of actinic keratosis. So, where do the lesions first appear? The lesions frequently arise on sun-exposed areas of the face, lips, ears, scalp, shoulders, neck, and back of the hands and forearms. Another form of actinic keratosis, known as actinic cheilitis, appears on the lower lip. Coming to the symptoms of actinic keratosis. The signs and symptoms of actinic keratosis include rough, dry, or scaly patches of skin, usually less than 1 inch in diameter, flat to slightly raised patch or bump on the top layer of skin. In some cases, a hard wart-like surface may be observed. Color is varied like pink, red, or brown. Itching or burning sensation is usually observed in the affected area. Actinic keratosis is found primarily on areas exposed to the sun, such as those mentioned earlier. So when do you see a doctor? It can be difficult to distinguish between non-cancerous spots and cancerous ones. So it's best to have new skin changes evaluated by a doctor, especially if a spot or lesion persists, grows, or bleeds. Coming to the complications of actinic keratosis. If treated early, almost all cases of actinic keratosis can be cleared up or removed before they develop into skin cancer. If left untreated, however, some of these spots may progress to squamous cell carcinoma, a type of cancer that usually isn't life-threatening if detected and treated early. Because they are sun-damaged, people with actinic keratosis are also at risk of developing actinic cheilitis, basal cell carcinoma, melanoma, and rare forms of skin cancer such as Merkel cell carcinoma. Coming to the prevention of actinic keratosis. Prevention is important as this condition can precede skin cancer or be an early form of skin cancer. Prevention is also important in the form of sun safety to prevent the recurrence of skin cancer spots or actinic keratosis patches. Use these steps to help prevent this condition. Limit your time in the sun. Especially avoid time in the sun between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Avoid staying in the sun so long that you get a sunburn or a suntan. Both result in skin damage that can increase your risk of developing actinic keratosis and skin cancer. Sun exposure accumulated over time may also cause actinic keratosis. Use sunscreen. Daily use of sunscreen reduces the development of actinic keratosis. Before spending time outdoors, apply a broad-spectrum sunscreen with a sun protection factor of at least 30. The American Academy of Dermatology recommends using a broad-spectrum, water-resistant sunscreen with a sun protection factor of at least 30 to 50. Use sunscreen on all exposed areas of skin and use lip balm with sunscreen on your lips. Apply sunscreen 15 minutes before sun exposure and reapply it every 2 hours or more often if you're swimming or perspiring. A cover-up. For extra protection from the sun, wear tightly woven clothing that covers your arms and legs. Also wear a broad-brimmed hat which provides more protection than does a baseball cap or golf visor. You might also consider wearing clothing or outdoor gear specially designed to provide sun protection. Avoid tanning beds. The UV exposure from a tanning bed can cause just as much skin damage as tan acquired from the sun. The number and severity of actinic keratosis can also be reduced by taking nicotinamide 500 mg twice daily. Lastly, check your skin regularly and report changes to your doctor. Examine your skin regularly looking for the development of new skin growths or changes in existing moles, freckles, bumps, and birthmarks. With the help of mirrors, check your face, neck, and scalp. Examine the tops and underside of your arm and hands regularly. And visit a doctor if you notice even a small change. Thank you, and please stay tuned for our last session on the diagnosis and treatment of actinic keratosis.